Hello guys, again, it's me, Somulo, RPG Legends, best of the best RPGs of all time list. I think it's kinda objective and ultimate experience for you ever. Okay, if you ever will want to just play all these RPGs yourselves, right? And will just I don't know, somehow like, if you ever want to find like an ultimate guide or list, like what RPGs are supposed to be about, and like which one to choose, you obviously can just open my playlist and see for yourself. Choose for yourself. You don't need to just watch any videos. You can just, like just I don't know, just like open the playlist. I don't know, just make a screenshot and that's it, right? That will be very easy for you to do. But I mean, again, like Earthbound, or let's be honest, it's so-called Mother series, a Japanese, it's Jrpg, obviously, Jrpg series, what be like a super iconic series of games, Jrpgs basically. And yes, like it's for a lot of people, it's much more comfortable to call it Earthbound, especially North Americans. Obviously, I myself as just Eastern European pipek as usual. I don't care, to be perfectly honest, because I am the guy who played back in the days Contra Hard Corps without translation, with Japanese, using original Japanese, like playing in original Japanese language, right? Obviously, I'm not supposed to understand anything what I choose in this game. We're supposed to be like basically two choices, right? What you just, well, you usually can choose, you can choose between two options in Contra Hard Corps, usually. Yeah, and you play something like Simon's Quest without translation. How to understand how to play this game, no one knows. But I totally realize what a lot of people just like they say this is the best JRPG of all time. This has just been ahead of its time. I totally realize like what is not just RPG, but it's a JRPG with super unique style. What being created by ideologists, and like 80% of the game developers from Japan, they just they put an idea inside of any games, like Zelda. It doesn't matter. It's Zelda series, Mario series. It's just basically just where games would just been made by one person, right? Shigeru Miyamoto, and you got like people who just been behind. Or the person who been behind Mother series as well. And what we see now, like when you play games, when you play games like Undertale, you totally realize what it's been inspired mostly by Earthbound or Mother series, obviously. And you yourself never been like extremely fanatical about this game, you totally understand what it's very solid choice for a lot of people. Yeah, if you have zero understanding, right, which one JRPG you need to play, you can just always choose something like Legend of Dragoon, Tales of Fantasia, if you want like super mega epic fantasy experience, and if you want like just a pure aesthetic pleasure, as like from playing. You want to just feel pure aesthetic pleasure from playing a game. You play something like Earthbound because it's just an aesthetic masterpiece. Music, atmosphere, dialogues, everything is fun. Everything is just being like, it's you can call it an absolute perfect creation. Right? Like, I kinda, I don't like this kind of games. Why? Because like why just too polished, because I'm myself a PC player, right? Like, I play computer games for almost 30 years. Right, myself. That was a console player. I totally understand that a lot of console players very like the game polished. I get used to shitty ports, right? Sorry for swearing, but I mean, that's just how it is. You get used to all this like PC gaming stuff usually, and when you start to play console games, you be like, well, yeah, it's like, like almost any game from Sega Genesis, NES, we totally just. But Japanese companies usually just, just like they just set their standards extremely high. Like our game need to be polished, extremely polished. Like everything need to be ideal. Like no more, no less. It need to be an ideal. And what's your ideal game? Yeah, it's an ideal Jrpg. Ideal. Everything about this game is ideal. Aside from these moments when you can't understand or you don't understand where you're supposed to go, what you're supposed to do, because usually you got no journal like in Western RPGs, like in Baldur's Gate and all that, right? And you need to discover it for yourself. You usually need to understand what you need to do next, and like sometimes you totally if you ever will stop playing it, right? You play like 2 hours and try to return to JRPG, you're sitting and be like, where to go? where am I supposed to go? Please, people, help me! And that's why you always need to have like hashtag on Twitch. Backseating is allowed. Well, usually you will be trolled. Nobody like really gonna help you or anything. But I mean, this game. Again, like same as Undertale, totally just being extremely unique by its very unique aesthetics, right? Because you think what is just a JRPG with kinda Western style. Because usually when you play something like Legend of Dragoon, you totally understand that it's kind of been inspired by anime, Power Rangers, something like this, right? Like something just like what only usually Japanese people understand. This JRPG is a pure Western experience. That's why it's just been extremely popular in North America. It's just if you got something specific or like somewhat specific, like Tales of Fantasia, or it's been like deep in underground, right? Still can't understand it why all this JRPG experts never just mention something like Tales of Fantasia, for example. What? Like, why? Nobody knows. A riddle by Jacques Fresco. But I mean, you totally realize what it's like. The gameplay, the story, it's not supposed to be something like Xenogears or Terranigma. It's not. It's nothing. Something philosophical they put inside of this JRPG series, like what. You totally need to love the nature, obviously, like in Ghibli anime movies. But I mean, is that all? That all? Yeah, that's all. I mean, it's like you totally realize what we're supposed to be people who just will argue with you, and we're supposed to be like a deep meaning inside of these games. And I'm supposed to argue with them. But I mean, is it you totally can agree with people who just call this JRPG an icon? Is it an icon? 400% it is. It's like Mona Lisa from the world of video games. You can just say it. Earthbound, and everybody will understand. You play Earthbound, you enjoy it, you're a good guy automatically for the community of this game, obviously, right? And for the community of JRPG players who usually just been like, retro gamers or just gamers who still remember what this game is supposed to be about. But I mean, does it deserve it to be here among the legends in RPG Legends? Again, 500% yes. If you never play it, you need to play it. I'm not supposed to reveal any details about the gameplay, about the story. This usually you need to discover it yourself. I'm not usually just talk about, just like I'm not talking. I just I just usually talk about my feelings, right? What I feel about certain RPG, and that's why and explain why it's need to be here. Anyhow, but again, it's super polished JRPG of old. Yes, it's kind of old, but again, if you like me, never was like a snob who been like, you know, just like, we're supposed to be like people like collectors and all these people who just collect the games and being like, I need to have a physical copy of a console of. I never been like this. If I been able to just play on emulator, I usually play on emulator through a PC because it's like modern resolution, modern like I don't know, just filters, right? Usually it's just like there's supposed to be some fixes what also fix the game, mods and all that. But again, if you like. And I totally realized like what you can tell what the guy is like pure console player. He just like Earthbound. He just put Earthbound everywhere. It's just like 100% console player. He just never play something like he never play any Chinese RPG, Western RPG. Earthbound, like it's an icon, and you'll be like, yeah, it's an icon, but I mean, do you actually play like our games? When how you can tell, right? It's like, and we're like, well, no. Do you play Western games? Maybe like Knights of the Old Republic, no, never heard of them. Like, well, it's like I totally realized what it's like from my perspective. Yeah, I can agree to all these people, obviously, but again, it's like it's also somewhat specific, right? Because like you play as a little guy, right, as a child, right, and you got all this like, I mean, in Earthbound 2, Earthbound 2, in Earthbound, so-called Earthbound, or Mauer 2, for example, game, but entire series totally deserve anyone's attention, because I'm not just putting like one game here, I put the whole series, because it's like somewhat connected, Mauer 1, 2, and 3, and when you play all three, you totally understand like the picture, right? We're supposed to be like an ideology, right? What person who been behind this series put inside of this series of RPGs or JRPGs, right? And you totally understand what, wow, the entire series deserve anyone's attention, right? And to understand the whole philosophy, you don't even just actually need to just play it. You can read about it, right? If you're not afraid of spoilers, and spoilers, like I'm immune to spoilers myself. Obviously, I'm not supposed to spoil you, or just give you a spoiler, right? But I mean, obviously, this game is worth to play. This game is an icon by any means. The gameplay, the story, the music, the soundtrack is majestic, right? The atmosphere is majestic. Even with it's the right art house, right? It's like David Lynch best movies at some point, right? This game at some point been like this. You got like it's like, it's supposed to be a David Lynch movie called Blue Velvet, right? And you watch the movie, you start to watch the movie, and you be like, well, it's not look creepy, but when David Lynch kicks in, that's what this game is in this series of JRPGs are usually hiding. Same with Undertale. You think it's pretty simple, but it's like, again, it's what you can call a right art house. It just hide it's twist inside of it, right? You think it's just like a, I don't know, just like your usual JRPG with rainbows and flowers and everything, you know, just like it's like it's like you playing a happy fantasy or somewhat happy fantasy or somewhat city happy happy city fantasy. Right? Or just, I don't know, like at some point adaptation of Simpsons, right? At least at my childhood, I thought like, wow, it's I don't know, for some reason it just gave me the Simpsons vibe. I don't know why, right? Maybe okay, it's coming from a perspective of Eastern European, right? Like me, for example, right? And I sit and be like, well, this game kind of reminds me of Simpsons for some reason, I don't know, right? But I totally realized like by music, by aesthetics, by atmosphere, and that's what it's a pinnacle and definition. This game is an absolute proof what games is not about gameplay. It's not about, even if a gameplay are supposed to be kinda bad in this game, anybody can agree with me, I think, right, on that. Like, will it ruin the experience? somewhat yes, but I mean, like, can you say this game is like entirely a bad experience for you? No, it's an absolute masterpiece, 100%, right? And yeah, it's like you totally realize what, like, by any means, like, it's still just an icon, and totally, and again, like, we're supposed to be a lot of people who just talk about these games, make reviews in 2025. I'm not supposed to just make any reviews and just, especially, you know, just when the game is already an icon, like Planescape Torment. You can review it, you can just say anything, but it's again, it's like Mona Lisa, right? Like you. It doesn't matter what you say, it will stay Mona Lisa forever, right? Same with Earthbound or Mauer series, 100%. If you ever will see this or hear this podcast, and or just, you know, like, you for some reason want to start your JRPG journey, which one to choose? Choose this series of JRPGs. It will be kinda hard at the beginning because playing old games is kinda hard for modern players, especially for mobile players, any type of whatever gamer you are, it will be kinda hard. But again, there will be no turning back when something like will disappear in your head, right? Like a barrier, right? And you push it, you push yourself through this barrier, and that's it. There is no turning back, right? You are a different man now. You are a different person, right? Doesn't matter who you are, like man, woman, I'm just a human being, right? You break the barrier, right? And this is the type, this series is the type of RPG that totally break the barrier for anybody. You are non-JRPG or RPG player, it will break the barrier sooner or later, right? You understand, you don't understand, and it's like everybody will be united by the magic of this game. So yeah, again, it was me. It will be a very short podcast as usual, right? It's just my humble, little opinion about this game. But again, like, is it an icon? Absolutely yes. I just don't want to just repeat all these people who already just, you know, just send prayers and I don't know, just like even just make all this retro, I don't know, just like. Videos about retro games, right, and mention this game like constantly, Earthbound here or Earthbound there. For me, I totally realize what is it deserve to be here. Again, 600% yes, 1000% yes. Do you need to play it? Yes, gigantic yes. Is it an icon? Yes. Everything? Yes. Is this game bad? No. No. Obviously no. But again, it's deserved to be here among the legends in RPG Legends.